right, welcome back to the DV podcast. You already know, the number one podcast in the world. This is our first episode today. And I got my man Vic here, the co-host. I am Jack Huggins. I am the host. And this is Define.Visionary.
Define.Visionary. So tell me, Jack, how the hell is this the number one podcast in the world if this is the first episode?
You know, we just have high expectations here because greatness attracts greatness, and that's what we're all about.
Okay.
So we're feeling good about it. I here am a freshman at the University of Cincinnati, as well as Vic. I'm a psychology major, future to be a nursing major. What major are you, Vic?
I'm a cybersecurity. I'm basically like a fourth year freshman.
Very cool.
Yeah. I stayed back 4 times.
Yeah, because you're working so hard on the podcast.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah, working hard.
Yeah.
So, Vic,
I got a bunch of shit.
the people want to know, how did we meet?
How did we meet? Okay, so that story is, well, it was on the UC story.
UC story. So,
Yeah.
if you guys have Snapchat and you're a college student, you can join this thing called the UC story. So, we are the class of technically 2026. I think we're both actually the class of 27, right? Because we're on a 5-year program.
Yeah.
But we are in the UC story 2026. So, one day I was like, you know what? I want to get into this broadcasting stuff. I might do a film minor. So I posted on the UC story. I was like, does anybody know about this film minor? Like, can somebody answer these questions for me? And of all people, Vic slides up. This man knows so much about this film minor, this broadcasting. And here we are. Now we're close friends, going to be roommates next year in a house. So it's going good.
Oh, man, that house is going to be crazy.
Yeah. So this year I live in a dorm. I live in Calhoun Hall here at UC. You commute, right?
Yep, I commute. I actually live in Mason. Good 40-minute drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, getting over here, it's like I've gotten used to it, but no one should be used to a 40-minute drive.
Yeah,
to their
40-minute commute.
school,
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing. I had previous experience on doing that. For some reason, Mason is just far from everything that I'm going to or attending. So, those drives. Now I'm used to it. But before, like, even moving to Ohio, everything was, like, close by and stuff.
Gotcha. So why did you choose UC? Why UC of all schools?
UC, just close by, my college decision wasn't, like, I didn't really think about it too much. But UC definitely, like, seemed like the best option for me. I'm just going to be cold, truthful, like, UC was good, like, the tuition wasn't too high. The cost of going here wasn't too high. I could still go back home, and if I wanted to commute and then settle down, like, in my second year, I could, So, like, I took that, just those logistics, basically, and, I chose to be here.
Of course. Yeah. I love UC. I'm super, super excited to be here. So, Vic, you are technically the founder of this business. So what made you want to get into podcasting, broadcasting? I know that you want to talk a little bit about your past experience in broadcasting. So give us a little bit of your experience in the space.
So, my story is no small one, I would say. But it basically started when I moved over here in Ohio. It's already been like 5 years. So, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then COVID and everything happened. So,
Yeah, of course.
it was nothing normal, I feel like it's because I came to Ohio, all this shit happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But, just coming here, went to Fairfield High School with my friend Raymond. He's also in the business, which is cool. So I used to go to this, this IT class where I fell in love with just like all the IT world kind of things and stuff. I used to be a fast typer. I always used to like do the typing assignments. I used to get like 130 words per minute, and I could prove it, by the way.
That's a lot.
Prove it, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I always prove it with my friends. It's fun to do still, because I'm good at it. But so my IT teacher, Mr. Purdue, he actually passed away, unfortunately. But so rest in peace, Mr. Purdue.
Yes, Mr. Purdue.
Yeah. So he was always cool. That's the only dude I really used to talk to at Fairfield. My first year, my 10th grade year, coming into Ohio. In Fairfield High School, massive school, a lot of people, knew nobody. So I didn't even mess with any like I didn't really get along with too many teachers, and I just didn't relate to them as much as I did with Purdue. And he introduced me to a competition called Business Professionals of America. I took interest with that. From there, I did a video production competition when I didn't know anything about video production at all. I did this with my friend Jamin and James Britton, which I'm still both friends with really well to this day, which is crazy, because most high school friends like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
fell
it's tough to
off.
keep them for sure.
Yeah, but with them, with that exact group, we got guess what place?
What?
16th place in the video production
It's
competition.
pretty crazy. First one too.
16th place, man. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. But we didn't even go to states. So like it was like all for nothing, it felt like, but our passion was still there. Um Purdue, he didn't really have the resources at Fairfield for us to do video production. We didn't really have any cameras. We had like a Canon power shot that was blurry half the time, and plus we didn't even know how to use any of it. So from there, he recommended us to this school called Butler Tech.
Okay.
It's a career technical school up in Hamilton. So, it was definitely like an interest for me. They came to our school and did a recruitment event for that, and we took interest. So I didn't really think too much of it. I thought this was like some other like weird school, like not too much going on until I went on a tour to that school, and then I checked out the space. When I went on the tour, there was a different teacher for digital media called Mr. Jinter. He was like he was like a oldie kind of in the camera photography space. He had a lot of old equipment in there, like like Canon cameras, film cameras, etc. It was all cool to me. So I was signing up for that teacher when I went to made my choice for digital media, with James actually. So I got James to apply with me, but the person that got me to apply to Butler Tech, I wasn't gonna go to Butler Tech. It was Jamin, so he kind of pushed me kind of to apply, which I wasn't gonna do. But I took that chance, and it actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. Butler
And
Tech gets you
yeah,
that once in a lifetime experience at
yeah.
such a young age, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's like a college experience right in high school, and they help you out. They have so many resources and stuff like that. So from there, I got interviewed. Not even I didn't know about Mr. Jurgen, Brick Jurgen, from that point, but I got to know him after it was really close to the semester beginning, and right when he came in, digital media got a whole new budget for the
Nice.
lab, and we upgraded to Canon cameras over time. We had like 30, 35 new Canon cameras, 90Ds. We had Adobe software for everybody, which was sick. And then from there, junior year, I built up my skill and did BPA again. I got first place for BPA, and almost went to Florida if it wasn't for COVID
Wow.
restrictions. Yeah, but guess what? The next year, me and my friends, me, James, Justin, and Jerron, we went to nationals, um, all the way to Dallas, Texas, and
Awesome.
we did good. So
Sweet, sweet.
yeah,
That's super exciting. And I think that's kind of all of the stuff that's happened. I mean, it almost just feels like it's meant to be to get us to this point right here.
all the skills. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, like if you build up your skills, like take a year to do that, you know, life just gets like pretty like straightforward after that. Like when you know what you're doing, when you know what you want to do, and you got the skills to do it, and you're like always learning like constantly.
Yeah, yeah. You see those posts, and you see them, and they say like disappear for 3 months, and just grind and learn and grow as a person and see what happens.
Mhm. Okay. Well, yeah, basically, you just need like another level of dedication, I guess. And if you don't keep that up, you're not going to get anywhere. Almost every industry is now oversaturated. Like a few years ago, people said cybersecurity and IT were like the next big thing. Now there's like thousands of new college students.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
and
All
there's
right.
so many layoffs too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're going to take a little break. We're going to give you guys a little DV sneak peek. We got some merch coming up as well. And right after that, we're going to be diving into making your own odds. So we'll be diving right back into that right after this advertisement.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months.
Yeah, so man, college culture though.
College culture. We're freshmen.
Yeah. It's kind of tricky like to figure out like what everything is. Like my first time on Calhoun, like oh my god. Like,
Yeah, especially like this area, like driving is so chaotic.
no, like I'm not even from Ohio. I didn't even know this place existed.
Yeah, for the people watching, where are you from? You mentioned it in the last segment. Where are you from?
Me, I'm from New York, so White Plains, New York.
Gotcha.
So basically, Calhoun, I was like surprised because there are like apartment buildings and stuff, but also the roads are kind of cramped up.
Super tight.
Yeah,
Super tight.
one-way streets, parking on both sides of the one way.
Mm-hmm.
Only two lanes basically. Construction going on, like
Yeah, they call
like
it UC, under construction. That's what they call it
yeah, like yeah, for real. Like there's so many places under
all the
construction
time.
at UC. They're even like expanding, all over like Martin Luther King Drive. So it's pretty chaotic. Yeah, and it's hard to drive. I'm surprised there's not more accidents.
Yeah.
There are plenty, but like I'm surprised there are not more.
Yeah,
So
it's super busy here. So yeah, if you're driving through Cincinnati, be careful out there, 100%.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how we're going to make it, because in this podcast space, there's so many different podcasts, but one thing you don't see often is people at our age starting something and starting a brand. Basically what Define.Visionary is and what we're trying to build together is a podcast, lifestyle, and clothing brand. So it's not just a podcast. We're trying to uplift people, bring other people up with us, and just tell us a little bit about how we're going to try and push through and make it in such an oversaturated space.
So so the space is definitely like oversaturated. Like there's no question about that right now. From all I could speak on is like my expertise on like social media and my experiences. So I'm definitely not like a super guru on like social media and marketing and media production right now. But from what I've learned, you always need that niche. So I went with Define.Visionary because it puts like a niche on it. I was thinking like generating the name kind of, I was thinking on how I would implement it on clothing and streetwear, and how the podcast will go, like what we'll talk about, what type of content we'll put out. And for me, I do a lot of mixed martial arts and I'm super into it, and I'm super into the power of the mind, law of attraction, laws of the universe, and all of that stuff. So I was thinking like, you know, we could share our knowledge with more and more people, because I feel like this generation, like they are being fed so much stimulation and content. So, they're not really like retaining this content. They might be thinking they do, but
Yeah,
I
sometimes it's
could
just a hole, scroll,
exactly,
scroll, scroll,
exactly. Like you could like be scrolling for 5 minutes, like,
and then
and
forget everything
exactly.
you just
If I
saw.
were to ask you, like, oh, what's that one TikTok that you saw about this girl or this guy? Like, you wouldn't even be able to remember, like,
Yeah, yeah,
unless you like save it and you really, really like it. But like,
yeah. So I think here at Define.Visionary, what we want to do is we want to be putting out content that people are going to watch, and then they're going to think about it, and they're going to think that's actually pretty helpful,
mhm.
and I can actually apply that to my life and become a better person.
Yeah, just a little message for you. I know college could be hella stressful. I'm taking a hard major.
Of course.
Jack, you're taking a hard major.
Yeah.
College could be hard. You always need that motivation. You always need to remember why you're doing this too. Like most of the time, you could remember why you're doing this, and then you forget like after a day. And that's where consistency comes in, like in college. So like your professors are gonna pound you with assignments. So
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
just got off a spring break, and I just feel like as soon as we got back, my to-do list, I was like, man, like 12 things already.
Mhm.
Like it just piles up so fast. And I think that's just where you have to just task management all the way, like 1, 2, 3 at a time, like just get it done each day.
Speaking about task management, I've been finding Notion really good to use. Also,
Yeah.
Google Calendar. I know a lot of people use Outlook Calendar. They also have different apps on their phone, just reminders to jot down. But timing, that gets you the most productivity every single day.
Yeah.
You wanna make
I
your schedule.
think you and I, like, we just have this understanding that like we're gonna get our stuff done, and then on the weekends, just like this, like today's Saturday, we're gonna do things that we enjoy. And I think that's like what you have to do in college. Like, yeah, you might have to do some studying Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you get your stuff done during the week, like celebrate a little bit on the weekend and have some fun and do some stuff that you're passionate about, like a podcast.
Yeah. And you just got to do what you got to do and get it out the way, and then you could start working on your future.
Yeah,
On the
exactly.
weekends. Instead of going to bars and stuff, the college culture is like, it's messed up.
It is. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I hear it every day, and I'm in a dorm, so traditional dorm. I have neighbors left, right, on the other side of the hallway, and I hear it. I'm like, man, I had a stressful test this week. Looking forward to going to the bar this Thursday or Friday.
Mhm.
But then there's you and I, and we're sitting here on a Saturday morning
Yeah.
shooting a podcast.
Yeah.
And this, I feel like, yeah, going out's fun. Like you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
But the next morning, you're not like, wow, that was productive.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I got something done.
Yeah, like after going to the bar and, getting a hangover and stuff, or even a party, like freshmen, they might not have like access to the bars yet,
Yeah.
so they always are like searching for these parties that are not going to fulfill them at all. Like, when you're like looking for parties and stuff, you could go to this one location and then like, it'd be a lame party, but you see, like there's a lot of FOMO involved too, like for college freshmen. Like you see all your friends like partying so hard,
Yeah.
and you try to find that party and you have no luck on that. It kind of puts you down, and then you question yourself about like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like I'm going.
And I think
party to
it's such
party.
it's such like a hole that you can fall into so fast.
Yeah.
But that's why I think I heard something the other day of somebody who said that like you need to just find something that like you want to work on. Like I have this mindset where I'm always thinking, like I'm constantly thinking, and that can be a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
But I look at it and I just think that like if I'm always thinking about something, then most likely I'm being productive, and most likely I'm working on the next thing. So like on a weekend, I look forward to coming to this podcast. I look forward to throwing events for this brand, because whenever we're done with this, I'm going to look back and say that was pretty productive,
Mhm.
instead of going out on a Friday, Saturday night and then waking up the next morning and being like, man, my head hurts.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, because like you have to maintain that consistency overall, and you're not doing that by going to bars all the time. So like even yesterday, it was a Friday. It was pretty good warm weather outside. Some of my friends, we're going out, pre-gaming before the bar is,
Yeah.
some normal stuff. That's cool and all. They're super hard workers. But I made that choice not to. Like,
Yeah.
it was
It's a hard choice,
it was a
especially in
good
college
day.
culture.
It was a good day to party. It was a great day to party, and I even felt like I should party that day.
Yeah.
But I know choosing not to gives me a edge on these people, and I just mainly I remember that reason why I'm doing all this.
Yeah.
And I'll keep that to private right now, but I'm openly ambitious. All my friends around me know. I'm working on things. I might not tell everybody about like all the stuff I'm working on, but I'm always working, and then hopefully in time, I'm not expecting it to be a short amount of time because that's unrealistic. but I'm working hard every day, like just to progress and be productive on these new businesses I'm working on, these new business models. And in time, I wanna employ my friends too. Like
Hmm.
me and my friends, we both win.
Yeah.
And I've been manifesting that lifestyle for a while now, like with habits like journaling every single day. I haven't missed a day of journaling this year so far, since January 1st. So I've been journaling for years now, but like
Yeah, journaling's a good thing.
this year,
I've
it's
started
the
it here and there.
longest.
I've started it here and there. I normally do it on the notes of my phone.
Yeah. And you want to keep on shouting affirmations, but putting into actions too. So writing down exactly specifics and all that. So it's definitely different methods on doing journaling, but also meditating. I'm getting more into it. I'm not as consistent with that, but when I meditate, my thoughts are clear. I don't really have negative thoughts, and if I do, I realize that.
Yeah.
Meditation helps you realize where your thoughts are flowing into, and when you meditate a lot, throughout the day, even, you have like another level of consciousness. I don't know how to describe it too well, but it gives you that. For me,
Yeah.
at least,
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever tried the Wim Hof breathing technique.
Yeah.
I've tried that before. When I was in high school and played
Mhm,
soccer, I was getting ready for like a super big game in the D1 tournament.
mhm.
And right before the game, I got a cold shower and I did the Wim Hof breathing technique.
Have you
And
watched the Avatar:
no,
Last Airbender?
no,
You haven't?
I haven't.
So there was a scene where Uncle Iroh kind of like breathes before he's tearing down a whole ass wall, and it's kind of nerdy for me to bring this up, but hey, it's cool. He's breathing heavily before he's like doing a power move, kind of. That breathing, like a heavy breathing technique, actually powers you up. It's
Exactly,
real.
exactly. When I did that breathing technique right
Yeah.
after that cold shower, I tell you what, I got up and I was sharp, and we won that game. We won that
Yeah.
game, so I give it
You
credit.
need that extra future sight, kind of. You have that ability, and you could like open it up, like MMA fighters, UFC fighters, like John Jones. Like he does heavy breathing techniques and manifestation, and he uses laws of attraction and power of his mind, and he kind of made himself an alter ego type of state where he just destroys his opponent.
Yeah, it's just that high level
Yeah.
mindset, and when
Yeah.
you have that high level mindset, it gets you places.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have to talk about alter egos, because Bruce Wayne has his alter ego. That's a Batman.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think
Yeah.
we all have one.
Yeah, and you could really like be a whole different character of yourself. And with alter egos, you could really like not be yourself for once. You could be a character that is heightened, much better, larger than life type of character, and that gives you like confidence and like overall like just ability to go out and do it and believe like you're like the shit, kind of. You know, Batman strikes fear into his like enemies and stuff. But you could have an alter ego where you're just confident. You're like a movie star, walking through the world. You know how you have that walk, you have that confidence, but you could also back it up.
Yeah, yeah, and stay true to yourself for sure.
Mhm. So
For sure.
realistically, in college, you know, don't don't go to that normal stereotype college life, culture.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
It's
like you
it's not
should.
it's not an easy decision to make, but I mean, if you make it, especially when you're a freshman, I mean, I don't frown upon people going out, but you have to make the decision
Mhm.
that if you're going to, you got to wake up the next morning and get it done.
Exactly. COVID gave us the time to reflect on all of this stuff. Let's not go back into the old world. We're on like a new horizon, I would say, like of thinking. So let's open up our minds, kind of like see what we're doing, and instead of going to that bar at 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., uh, work on your business for that time,
Yeah, or watch the Define Visionary podcast on a Friday night.
or that.
That works too. All right, in this next segment, we're going to be diving into our favorite college experiences so far, and then we'll be wrapping it up for the day. So,
Sounds good.
sounds good. We'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, Vic. So in your Instagram bio, you have this thing called Make Your Own Odds. I want you to tell us a little bit about that so that we can just know, why is that in your bio?
Okay, so first of all, I change my bio all the time.
I do as well. It
But
happens.
the first line always, always is a quote, I think. Like, and it's not like, okay, I don't, okay, there's probably like the same quote everywhere now. A lot of people make quotes, if you just say something like what I just said, like that's a quote.
It is quoted by Vic Miles.
So like, I don't know who the quote originated from, but making your own odds means basically, so let me give you an example. So you know how people say, there's like a 1% out of 99% of rich, wealthy people.
Yeah, top 1%.
Top 1%, right?
Yeah.
And people say that if you're not on the top 1%, in your perspective, it feels like you're a part of the 99%, right?
Yeah.
So making your own odds means, okay, if you're consistent and disciplined every single day, waking up at a good time. I'm not saying 4 a.m., some people are just different.
Some people are like that.
Cough, cough, David Goggins,
Exactly.
He just wakes up, probably 30 minutes after he's on a 10-mile, 12-mile run. I
Every
look
single
up to
morning.
David Goggins a
I
lot.
look up to him too.
Yeah, and he got me like starting to run every single day for like, of course not 10 miles, like,
Yeah, we're not
he's
like
absurd,
that. Yeah. Couple miles here and there when you wake up.
Yeah. But just a mile or two, it gets blood flowing and also makes you feel good after a while. But just that, boom, your percentage, your odds increase by, like, you join the 97%,
Exactly.
out of the 99%. And then guess what? After that, you you stay on a consistent diet. You check what you're eating. You're a part of the 80%. After that, you level up. But in other people's minds, they've some reason they feel like they're still a part of that greater 99%.
So you're basically saying that in your way, you're basically redoing the odds, because some people are like, man, it's so hard to make it to that 1% because 99% of people are in this like closed off, boxed in section. But what you're saying is, if you're disciplined, hardworking, if you make that decision to get up 5 minutes earlier, an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier, you're changing the odds to be able to get to that highest percentage.
Exactly. So it's not a big mountain to climb, let's think of Mount Everest as like, the mountain you need to be at to become a millionaire, and then there's like another mountain bigger than that. Or something. But and then you're just naked on the bottom of the
there's
mountain.
99%.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like 99% chance you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
But guess what? Along the way, there might be a village and stuff. Get some clothes. Your chances increase.
90%.
Some equipment and stuff like that.
80%.
It's not a best analogy, but it is a good analogy for that. Your percentages increase overall.
Yeah, so it's little steps, and I don't think it's necessarily like you said, wake up at 4 a.m. It's let's say you have work at 8, instead of getting up at 7, all you do is shower, get some breakfast. You wake up at 6, you go to the gym. It's one simple thing, one thing at a time. Your percentage gets so much better.
Make a schedule for yourself. Like, never have a day where like, okay, I'm off work, I don't have school, I don't have classwork to do. Okay, I don't have a routine this day, Saturday or something, right? Right, like after Friday, like I worked my ass off Monday to Friday. Saturday comes, I got nothing to do, no plans or anything, just stay home, watch some TV maybe, I don't know. I might wake up, don't do that. That sets you back. Like even one time, it sets you back. Think of like waking up at 7 a.m. or 6 p.m. as your new baseline,
Every day.
Baseline.
Not just Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's
Take
your like
advantage
normal
of the weekend.
stuff. Normal day would be, okay, wake up at 7 a.m., get a routine, walk a little bit, run a little bit, go, just do something spontaneous or something.
Yeah, and I think the best time to do it is as soon as you wake up, because that just sets your day off right. Like
the small wins.
Yeah, like a walk outside. That really doesn't even have to be a run or a 2-mile run. It could be literally a walk down your street and back just to start your day.
Now, I understand people are not extremely ambitious as me and you are.
Yeah.
So it might be hard to relate to some people. But if you truly want to make your life change your life and lifestyle, this is the way. to do that. So I think you always need to constantly be different, constantly do different things. Go out of your way. Go talk to that one person that you've been meaning to talk to. Like how I like slid up on your like snap. You know, I
It
normally
literally changed the trajectory of everything.
I do not normally do that. I took that risk. I took the chance to talk to you at one time. Normally I would stay in my own lane kind of and do what I'm doing. But hey, now we're all here now, and it's been like how many months? It's been five-ish months now.
Yeah, it feels like we've gotten
known
so
each other.
close in that time.
Exactly, and now we're like living together in August. So like just because I just like slid up on that story and like I just gave you some knowledge that I had. So go out of your way. If there's someone like sitting by themselves, go talk to them. You know, who knows? They might be interested in the same stuff you are,
Yeah,
or
for sure.
you know, you might have a value that they like. They have a light bulb that just lights up. You know, like with you. So you know all that. You know, it's really important.
Yeah, and
You know?
I think like you said, it has to be small steps because some people are going to look at it like a Mount Everest,
Mhm.
and some people only see the top.
College is all about networking anyways. Like I'm sure so many people have told you, but it doesn't go through your head. Like it's all about networking. Classes, okay, cool, do your shit, you know,
Yeah, get it
get
done.
it done. But networking, that's where like all
That's
the
how we
prizes are
met.
at.
That's how we've met a lot of the people in this team.
A lot of these people on this team, like um now, for sure, I knew most of everybody, almost everybody, except for a few people, on the team. I invited them, and I got them together because I thought they were like they had good qualities. I took that risk. I took that shot. You know, why would I dedicate this much time out of my way to work on something with these people? I'm not even in about it for the money. I'm in about like just growing with my friends, like you know,
Yeah.
making a friend group, working on something productive with each other and seeing where it goes, you know, where it flies, and let's take off, but let's take off together, you know. I'd
Yeah, I think
rather
it's a lot of hard work, but it's a risk we all want to take, and
it's
we're
a
all
ship.
motivated.
It's
Yeah.
a ship, and you need your crew members for it. A lot of people think that they could do it by themselves. Trust me, guarantee you, there's not a single successful person that has done it by themselves.
Yeah, you need help.
Like let's say like okay, Lil Pump, you know, I'm not gonna criticize Lil Pump like that, but like you know, I don't think he has all the skills that he needed to get to the point where he was at. And some people might say, okay, he does drugs and all this, but you know, how is he maintaining a level of popularity? At least a few years back, he had a whole agency behind him, a whole label behind him. You know, there's skillful people that helped him, and he wasn't the only one. There was a whole team behind him with many knowledgeable people
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
industry.
you look at any big company like Facebook, Instagram, like Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, team. Elon
Teams.
Musk, team.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan, team. He needs people to run the business.
yeah. Mark would have never gotten anywhere without his team. Because all these mistakes he made early on with Facebook and privacy issues, his team, um, they helped advise him. So other if he didn't have his team, he would have dictated Facebook, and who knows where it would have went. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely can't do it with one
Yeah.
person, and that's
Yeah.
why I think our team is
Mhm.
like so diverse, and we're gonna do a good job because we have support.
And now, if you're on the entrepreneurship side and you want to be your own boss and stuff, you're gonna have to learn to delegate work. So you're gonna have to find a team with capable people, or at least people that are willing to learn or have a passion about what department they want to go to, and then you delegate the work. So because you need to be focused on the vision side, that's where Define Visionary comes in.
Exactly.
The vision's only a vision until you make it come true. And in your vision, many people don't see, you know, the same thing like that you see, but you need to get that group of people, convince them on what your vision is, and then share the same vision and work towards it. Because it's a little bit of blind faith too, because you don't know where it's going, but you're putting hours into this. So it's a risk for everything. So definitely take the risk, and as you keep on going, you make your own odds. Like that 99 to 1% ratio, kind of. that quickly becomes boom, you're in the 10%, boom, you're in the 5%, boom, next year goes by, you're already almost 2%, and then you're like almost breaking the line on that line where
Yeah.
boom, you're about to make 10K a month.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to what we said first, and just taking it one step at a time, and just pushing forward with the high level mindset. And I think
I
we're doing it.
I have some connections that make that much money per month. They all of them said their life absolutely changed, like their families' lives, their character, they were more passionate, even more fired up to keep on going. And then your mindset and perspective on like just life and normal things, where you're going, what you're eating, everything changes. And it's all about that dedication.
Yeah, so I think that you just take it one step at a time, and take this as the message to have that change and make a difference.
That's what we're doing with Define.Visionary.
Yeah, so to wrap it up today, give us a little insight on just what's coming up with the brand and what's going on here in the coming months.
Yeah, so Define.Visionary, we're on Instagram, Define.Visionary, so you could find us there. Also, Define.Visionary on YouTube, DV brand on Twitter and all other platforms.
The Define.Visionary on TikTok as well.
Exactly. So we're basically a podcast and clothing brand right now. The third part of the third branch of our business is going to be focused on influencer growth. So whoever's on our team, we have like one side of content creators, skillful people with that type of knowledge. And then we have like marketers on that side of the team too. And then we have like a talent side on the team, which people are interested in becoming their own persona or being themselves and just making YouTube videos, and then we're going to help them out overall and then grow the brand as this is our like flagship territory, I guess. So we're all going to be working towards to make this brand better and also help each other out, and just a team of great people with amazing skills coming together, and we're going to basically be all over University of Cincinnati and Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus eventually, Toledo.
Expand as far as we can.
As far as we can, there's no limits on us. So in time, we hope we get on your screen and, you buy some of our clothing, our pieces, to help us out, support us. And we're planning on doing a lot of charity work, nonprofit work, hosting a lot of these events in the future. Hopefully, so we're going to have many events around UC coming 23, 24 semesters. So you will definitely see us around. And if you see any of us, just come and say hi. We'd love to talk to you. If you're interested coming on our team, we'd love to talk to you as well. So that's Define.Visionary, just like making something bigger out of all of us. So
yeah, a team that's going to make a difference and work hard at it. So
yeah.
Okay, well, we appreciate you guys watching. This is our very first episode of the, hopefully someday, if not right now, #1 podcast in the world.
Yeah.
So this was Vic and Jack today. We will see you guys next time. Define.Visionary. Peace.